what is happening over the church is that we have a clash of ideologies, in that we've been taught one thing, and then there's also another thing that exists in Scripture. And so we have this clash going on that is fighting for your alliance and allegiance. And what culture says to us is that it's eros. Eros is the love in Greek. It's the form of erotic. It's romantic love. And what we've been taught is that eros is the most satisfying, most complete, most comforting, most faithful love that exists on the earth. But in reality, eros is the most shallow form of love that exists on the earth. The deepest form of love is not eros, it's agape. Agape is a God form of love. And the reason that we get, weird around Valentine's Day, and we call it Singles Awareness Day and some other things, is because we're wrapped up in an ideology that tells us an alternate truth. We call alternate truths lies. Those are lies. They're deceptions. And the reason that we're moved or bothered by what is happening in culture is because we have a revelation of truth, but we don't have a submission to truth because we're actually aligned with a lie. So tonight, I'm going to break that lie off of you in Jesus' mighty name. That eros is not the height, the depth, or the epitome of love. It is a shallow form, and there is something much greater that exists. And when you find yourself immersed in that kind of love, there is nothing that will move you. Little Cupid demon arrow things, and hearts and flowers and chocolates and Valentines and all the things. That's not going to move you. You know why? Because you know something greater and you're submitted under something greater. And I want to go back to the old scripture that everybody knows. Even unsaved people know this scripture because everybody holds it up in football games and all the other things. And actually, we've said it so many times that it's actually lost some of its meaning. Right? We're so familiar with this scripture that we write it off. You know why? Because we're actually more acquainted with a flesh terminology than we are a spirit understanding. And the scripture is John 3:16. Of course it is. Everybody knows John 3:16, right? It's like written on people's foreheads. It's on their hats. It's on their shirts. It's held up at the football games and other games. For God so loved the world, that he gave his only begotten Son, that whomsoever believeth in him will not perish, but have everlasting life. And 17, which most of us don't quote. He did not give his Son to condemn the world, but that through him they might be saved. Okay, so as we're talking about that, God was the first example of love. Revelation 13:8 says, the Lamb who was slain before the foundation of the world. True love is freedom, and true love gives free will.